Hi there, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the FDU Softball Report right here exclusively on FDUnights.com. Jon Lauder with the head coach of the FDU softball program, Candi Letts. Coach, how are you?
Good, Jonathan. How are you doing?
I'm good. How was California? Must have been nice out there.
It was warm, dry, no snow.
Beautiful. So let's actually go back because you're played 8 games since we last spoke. We'll start with the Manhattan game. I know it was a little while back, but just some thoughts on that one. 8-4, you get the Grand Slam to win. Just sort of some thoughts on that game before you went out to the West Coast.
You know, Manhattan's a good ball team. They're very aggressive. They're well coached, and we got over there and we made a couple miscues, and they put some pressure on us, and we were back on our heels a little bit. But then we finally loosened up and just played our game and got runners on. And Maddie Lerma sent one over the wall in the 7th. We scored 7 in the 7th, and the kids were real loose. We were close a couple innings, but just couldn't get anything across. Then all of a sudden the gates opened and we took advantage of it.
You guys played 7 games in California. A lot of games, played a bunch of different teams, went 2-5, but record doesn't really indicate how well the team played. Just some thoughts on those games and how you think the team brought, especially offensively. It seems like the team is hitting the ball with so much more force than last season. Yeah,
we're really making great contact. And our kids, I think they learned a lot from last year, and they're taking it forward. And they're very comfortable right now in the box. I mean, they're not going to get a hit every time at the plate. They know that, but they're working the process really well, and it shows. They're very confident in the box. Playing these 7 games made us a lot better. We've only had 4 games played when we went out there, and every other team that was out there had already played almost 30 games. So we weren't really as far behind. That's because our mental attitude is so good and how we're approaching the game, and the more games we play, the better we get because we just get more experience. And we played some really good games. We lost some games out there, but for the most part, every game but maybe 1 or 2 we were not in, and even those games that we didn't play well, we were still in it up until a certain point.
Now, a bunch of players are playing well at this point, but I'm going to focus on one right now, and that's Maddie Lerma. Showed real flashes last year, 371 batting average already and 2 home runs in 11 games. What have you seen from her thus far?
She's just stronger. She's more mature at the plate. She's working very hard to become the best ball player she can become. And she's just gaining experience every at bat, and she continues to work on the little things that will make her much better. So she's very conscious, but she's having fun. She's seeing the ball big, and she always strives to be their best.
Now, pitching-wise, there's been great moments. Cheryl Lopez, Megan Reiner, Lauren Stavro, and then some moments of struggle. Can you really attest that to the fact there just hasn't been enough games?
Yeah, there's no doubt that they haven't been able to be tested as much. I mean, they were tested early, and they just got to find their rhythm and their groove. And Megan actually pitched the best she's pitched all year out in California, through a great game against Iona, through a really good game against Harvard, and then backed up with a good UCR team who's 28-7 right now, playing very, very well, and she threw a great game against them. So this is she's starting to put more games together. The Seattle game, they hit the ball well. They're a good team. Got a couple pitches where, of course, we don't want them in the zone, but for the most part, every game she goes out, she gets a little bit better, and so we're just trying to hit our stride. Lauren is working on her stuff. She's improved from last year. Cheryl had a big game against UCR. We lost that, but we actually had the lead in that game prior to that. But Cheryl pitched real well. They didn't score a run after the 2nd inning, and she shut them down. And that was really important for her to get through a game like that because she's definitely stepping up her game.
Now, you've got Ryder coming up on Wednesday, the doubleheader. Then you get into NEC play. So you're already getting into conference play, and the next Friday will be your first home doubleheader, also conference play. So thoughts on Ryder and kind of getting into that conference play here?
We need to play. And, our kids are pretty confident. They don't get real rattled. They have a lot of fun on the field. They just want to play when the opportunity shows itself. So we're excited about that. Going into the NEC, Wagner is tough. They hit the ball. They're very aggressive, and they sort of mirror us in a lot of ways. But we just have to go out and play, be relaxed, no pressure. We want to get back to the conference tournament, but you can't do it after one weekend. It's a process. You got to play it out. But we just need to just play our game.
All right, Coach, thanks so much, and good luck.
Thank you very much, Jonathan.
All right, so the team's got Ryder on Wednesday, then plenty more games coming up this weekend. FDUnights.com, that's your place to be. You can check out for live stats, any other information, and then next Friday, we'll get our video broadcast on NEC Front Row started up, so stay on top of this, FDUnights.com. You get all the information you need on FDU softball.